and welcome back to Jazz's Angel Number Tarot. I'm super excited for today's video because today we're doing another energy spread on this week. So before we get started, okay, DM my Instagram in the description below if you'd like a private reading, okay? You can literally ask the tarot whatever question you want. Also, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below what video you want to see next. Guys, I don't know about you, but retrograde has honestly been so hard for me, just being real. And typically, you know, retrograde really doesn't affect me, and I don't like to blame everything on retrograde either. So just know that if you've been experiencing a hard time over the last, what has it been, like a month or so since it's been in effect, yeah, makes total sense. You're not the only one. It has been rough. Whether or not you've been having a good time or not, it has been affecting you or not, we're still going to get to the tea on this energy spread, okay, for this week. And retrograde ends Wednesday. So as of the 20th, we should be done. We're still going to have some shadow effect. So there's still going to be some, you know, underlying essence of retrograde. But we're going to get right into it and see what's going on this week. If you don't know, just while I shuffle, let me break it down for you what retrograde is. Basically, it's just, you know, well, retrograde, to be broad, you know, any planet can go retrograde and it will affect us depending on your chart. But Mercury retrograde specifically kind of makes you look at things that you've been avoiding, kind of makes you resolve things that, you know, you have not resolved yet. So some things for me really came up that I really had buried deep, okay, honey, and it was rough for me. So just know you're not alone, but it's about to be over, and it's always a good thing because it's for your growth. It's, you know, gonna help you grow as a person and be able to truly move on and experience abundance. You gotta clear out the clutter, right, so you can make room for the good stuff, the new stuff. So that's that on that. But I'm about to pull some cards, okay, and we're gonna see what we're dealing with this week energy wise, okay, honey? So let's see here. Okay. Oh wow. Woo, wow, okay, let's see. So first of all, we have the Temperance card in reverse. So honestly, I think this week, honestly, we're gonna get a release. We're gonna finally get, you know, kind of like a weight lifted off of our shoulders. Usually with the Temperance card, I do not like to see it in reverse because it is all about self-care, taking care of yourself, being there for yourself. So typically it's not something that I would be super excited about to see. However, knowing that we're getting out of retrograde, which is all about kind of addressing the things that you need to address, I think this week we're gonna have the ability to kind of focus on other things. So I am seeing it as a good thing for this week because, you know, retrograde kind of is, Mercury retrograde is kind of all about self-care because you're addressing things, like I was saying before, that you haven't addressed for a while that need to be addressed. And, you know, with all of that, you're really taking care of yourself. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the Nine of Coins. Okay, I'll address that in a minute. But, you know, it's just like we're finally getting in a place where it's like, okay, we don't have to focus so much on our problems. We can kind of look at some other things going on in the world. And, you know, with the Emperor card being in reverse, first of all, second major arcana card coming out, this is really interesting. This is really good to show up in reverse, but I think honestly it's just referring to a release of pressure. We're going to stop being so hard on ourselves this week. And both of these cards really are two cards I typically don't like to see in reverse because, you know, we're kind of on two separate sides of the spectrum of extreme. We have the Temperance card, which is about self-care, and then we have the Emperor card, which can get a little bossy or a little hard on ourselves. But this one, usually in reverse, I would think it means more extreme, but in this case, you know, with what I know from what's been going on energy wise for all of us, I'm not even tripping about that. But I will say, you know, the Five of Cups, this is a time where, you know, this week, I think we're just going to be relaxing. From what it seems, just from the tarot so far, I don't see anything happening this week that's going to be too crazy. Of course, we're going to get into love and money and all of that in a minute, but just overall this week, I think it's going to be a really chill week. Just try not to get too down on yourself because realize that we've been faced with energy that has really made us kind of address some things that we don't want to address. So it's totally normal to feel like this Five of Cups. You know, this Five Five of Cups can rear its ugly face as a little, maybe like you just don't have that much hope. Maybe you don't really see things happening. I don't advise to start anything new during retrograde anyway, okay? Unless you're really experienced, really grounded, okay, with the energy, and you're completely clear on what you want to do and what it's going to do for you. I don't advise starting anything new, but I think this week is just going to be a time where we're really just decompressing, tying up any loose ends, and then the week after, that's when I'll expect, you know, some crazy things to be happening. But we have the Nine of Coins in reverse as well. Honestly, I'm thinking, you know, as far as finances go, some people may be experiencing some hardships, and I'm thinking that we're finally going to be able to grow. I think we're finally going to be in a place where we can grow from these hardships. I think it's just, you know, we have to address anything. We really had to work through some things last week and, you know, the first part of this week. So that's all that is. But let's see, what do you guys want to hear about next? Let's pull from the Romance Angel deck, okay? Let's see what we get from the Romance Angels, and then I'll pull from my other romance deck as well, and let's just see what we get. All right, guys, so ooh, now this really kind of restores hope for me, okay? We have the Playfulness card and the Children card for this week. So with the Playfulness card, it says to recapture romance and allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So honestly, with this Playfulness card, I think, you know, things are really getting, you know, released, and after that, we're really going to be in this position where we're a lot more playful, a lot more hopeful about our love life. Things really just kind of are a little less serious. For those of you who are already in a relationship, just know that things are really going to start to pick up and get a little more fun, a little more light, a little airy to add to that situation, to make it a little better for you. Definitely introduce this kind of, you know, playful air to the relationship. If things have been really serious for a while, we just talked about how rough it's been for the majority of us. Honestly, I talked to a lot of, you know, people who read tarot, okay, and the consensus is that this retrograde has been specifically bad. So I'm not just like really harping on retrograde. Like I said before, with Mercury retrograde, I typically don't even pay it any mind and don't even notice that it's in effect until I notice that it's in effect, aka something really pops up. But just know that we have this playfulness coming up, so I think that, you know, we may have some flirtation happening this week. And then we also have the Children card. This is very interesting. Your love life is being affected by children. I think this is more about introducing a childlike, you know, kind of personality, or a childlike kind of, what's the word I want to use? Just like overall attitude. I think, you know, restoring back to our childlike state where things are more fun and a little less serious is where we're really gonna, you know, be excited and have the fun, you know, back into our love lives, because I think that, you know, things may have been a little rough for people. Let me pull from this romance deck and see what she is serving today, honey. Let me just say, I hope you guys are all doing well. Honestly, I'm getting, you know, we're getting a little bit of more serious energy. For now, it's looking a little 50-50. It's looking like, you know, we got some good things. It looks like we still have some work to do as well, so we'll get into it for sure. But all right, guys, so let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised that we're getting this at all. First of all, we have the Breaking Free card. I love, can you see? It doesn't really matter. It's probably not going to focus. Oh, there we go. I love the artwork on this card because it has the chains, and it's just like you can see the light, you know, kind of shining through, and it's just like, you know, breaking free. I honestly see a lot of you guys breaking free from situations that just are not serving you. I know that I'm in a really good place now. You know, I'm starting to feel a lot better towards, you know, the beginning or the middle of retrograde. I was really having a hard time. So honestly, I'm definitely breaking free myself in terms of love from some things that I may have been holding on to that I didn't even know I was holding on to. But I'm just honestly so glad that we have this card. What I find really interesting though is we have the Cats Out of the Bag card. So some of you guys this week are going to be learning some things that you weren't aware of, or you may have just learned some things that you weren't aware of before. Wow, that's kind of crazy. But the cat's out of the bag, so things are getting revealed, okay? The veil in our relationship seems to be getting thinner, and I'm just, you know, seeing some stuff like that. What I find interesting, though, is we have the wait a little bit longer card. So I know a lot of people, they don't like to start new relationships during retrograde. We're just gonna be talking about retrograde a lot, okay? So if you're, you know, we're just gonna have to do what we gotta do, because with the wait a little bit longer card, I know a lot of people like to wait until it's over, which is smart, like I was just talking about before, but with the playfulness and children card showing up, I think really right now we just need to focus on the flirtation and the fun of it all. And if anyone's thinking about really approaching someone, or, you know, getting to know someone, or really going deeper with someone, with this wait a little bit longer card, this is definitely a clear sign from the universe saying, hey, pump the brakes a little bit, don't get too gung-ho, don't get too excited, don't be too, you know, willing to really take a deep dive right now, because I'm just not thinking that this is the right time, okay guys? So with this wait a little bit longer card showing up, I'm definitely thinking that even though we're getting out of the retrograde energy, it's still kind of lingering, and I can already feel it because it was so powerful. I believe it was in Taurus. Because it was so powerful. Am I wrong? Was the moon in Taurus? I don't know. I think the full moon was in Taurus while we're in retrograde, but with the wait a little bit longer card, I'm definitely thinking that, you know, we should really still be cautious about starting anything new. Even though it's over, the energy can still linger, okay? We just need to, this is really just a week of like tying up any loose ends. But honestly, with the breaking free card, this is the card I'm super excited about. I'm most excited about, because I think we're really getting out of, you know, karmic cycles that are really have been coming for our necks and holding us down. And, you know, the cat's out of the bag. You may have learned something. You don't want to dive into something too soon. You know, it never starts well. If it doesn't start well, it probably won't end well. So you don't want to jump into any sort of relationship or situation with someone, or, you know, go too deep with someone before really making sure that everything is settled from your past. So let me pull from this oracle deck, and then I'll probably pull some more tarot. I just want to see if I can get any other messages about love that we need to know this week before we get into money, and then we're just going to see what else kind of comes up. We'll see what we get. So like I said before, I really hope you guys are doing well. I really hope that, you know, you've been having a good month for November. I really do. Okay, this one wants to come out. Okay, let me pull some more. Let's see what we got, guys. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a really good sign. So the first card that popped out was the fork in the road card. It really didn't want to go back in the deck, so I was just like, okay, I'll let you have your shine, your moment of shine, okay? The fork in the road card. So this card, you know, the gag is when people think fork in the road, they always think like there's an issue, but fork in the road, this card is really more about making a decision. So I think that you guys are going to be, you know, I think it honestly could be multiple things. Someone from your past could be trying to come back, which typically happens during retrograde, but moving beyond that energy, I honestly think you guys are really going to have to decide what way you want to go this week, what you want to do, and, you know, what way you kind of want your life to go. I think, you know, for a lot of us, this has been a time where it's like, okay, I'm having to face like, what do I want to do? Where am I going? What direction do I want to go? You know, it's kind of that energy that I'm getting for sure. And, you know, with this fork in the road card, I think, you know, what does worry me a little bit, not gonna lie, is we have this mending card. We have this mending card, which is really about healing things from the past, really about facing things and resolving them and moving on from them. That's the most important part, you know, tying up any karmic ends. And I think that you guys, a lot of you have really tied up some karmic ends, you know, with this last, you know, cycle that we just had. But, you know, with the mending card, a lot of people get lost in the sauce, and unfortunately the universe likes to do this thing. Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. My septum piercing is really irritating me today. I don't know what it is, but what was I saying? Yeah, so the universe likes to do this thing. When you end a karmic cycle, it kind of replays everything, you know, it kind of has you rethink about everything that you've been through in your head. And then, you know, a lot of people end up going back to that cycle because they see something that, you know, they don't want to let go of, or they get excited, or they remember, they have a memory that was really nice and really sweet, but they don't realize that the universe was just showing you that as like, just like a, you know, just like the ending credits, like, okay, this is all that you've been through, this is the end of this movie, you can either put on a new one or, you know, move on to something else. But, you know, a lot of people, they have this mending with someone, and then they're faced with a fork in the road, like, what direction do you want to go? And they end up going back. Let me just warn you guys, do not go back this week. Do not go back, okay? We got some building blocks here. A lot of people with this card too, they get this card and they think, oh my god, okay, this means that I'm gonna have some blockages. No, building blocks can also be about building up your own blockages, right? And it's not even like a blockage per se, it's really just more about, you know, how do I want to word this? It's really kind of more about, you know, setting yourself up for success. So it's like you've learned certain things, so you're learning where your boundaries are. And then with this building blocks card, it's like really rebuilding your own life. You know, it's actually a good card. And then we have the no place like home card. So honestly, some of you guys may be in hermit mode. I know I don't really have a desire to go out and do anything super crazy. So I'm just going to stick where I am for now and make sure that I have all of my ducks in a row. But with this no place like home card, I'm really just seeing that, you know, a lot of you, you know, may be kind of looking more inward versus outward, and that's totally fine. I would actually recommend it if I had to say this week. This week I would say, you know what, it's okay to be more introverted, because we really have to make sure we're in a good position before we go too crazy and, you know, do anything, you know, super wild. So I'm gonna pull some more tarot cards, okay, and we're gonna see what we have coming towards us in money for this week. All right, so, ooh, Queen of Coins, Seven of Staffs, and the Queen of Swords, guys. Wow, I really love this. First of all, we have this Queen of Coins energy. This is really about, you know, kind of being responsible in your finances. So I see that you guys are making good financial decisions. It's like you're giving yourself, you know, some TLC, some much needed TLC, self-care. In terms of finances though, it's like you're taking a nurturing kind of approach to your finances as well. So I'm seeing some of you may be looking at, okay, what's something that I love to do, that I can do, that can also make me some coins. So maybe you're starting a business, maybe you're starting, you know, to do some modeling, or, you know, singing, something creative, some art. Maybe you make art and you're going to start selling it or offering services. If you can do graphics design, maybe you put something up on, you know, a website. Like, I can't think of one that it's on the tip of my tongue. There's this website that a lot of people go to when they need graphic designers. If you really want to know, leave a comment in the comments and I'll tell you what website I'm talking about. But it's like you can do freelance work for people, etc., etc. But anyway, it's like, you know, with the Queen of Coins though specifically, it's like not only are you in a really good position in terms of making money, okay, the Queen of Coins loves to take care of her family. She's very responsible, and, you know, she really does things that make her happy and also make her money. So honestly, this is a really good card to show up. But I'm seeing that you guys may be starting something, and I'm gonna say more towards the end of the week that, you know, you're really like, okay, let me write down exactly what I want to do, how much money I want to make, what do I need, and what can I do, what do I love to do, and how can I make that make me money, you know? So I'm really seeing kind of that connection being made here, and I love that for you guys. I am gonna say, we do have the Seven of Staffs here, okay? This is my Dora Explorer card. If you look at the card, it's like you gotta go through the river, go through the staffs to get to the mountain, okay? So that's why I call it my Dora the Explorer card. But I do see, you know, some things coming up, like where it's like, you know, you got to be resistant, you got to be resilient, you really have to make a game plan. But this is not a struggle card at all. There are some cards that are like, okay, it's a little bit struggling here, okay, we're getting some struggling energy, but I'm not getting that from this card at all. I'm seeing that, you know, you guys are finally going to be, you know, pursuing things that you've really wanted to pursue for a while, and this is really good in terms of money. I think I'm going to pull some moon cards next, because I want to try to get like like maybe a timeline or some more information. But honestly, with this Seven of Staffs card, this is a great card to have. I'm seeing that you guys are building up your resilience, and you're really starting to go for the things that are going to make you happy, and that's what's more important. You got to live for you guys. And you know, this week, I'm not seeing that it's too crazy, but I am seeing that we are getting some new energy and we're clearing some blockages, and that can be just as fulfilling, if not more fulfilling, than starting something new. Clearing blockages so you don't have that weight on your shoulders is honestly, I would probably say, a little more important. And then we have the Queen of Staffs Swords here as well. So honestly, a lot of feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy, and I think that we're being a lot nicer to ourselves this week, so that's why we have all this feminine energy coming through, all this nurturing energy, and I just absolutely love that. Love her. We have the Queen of Swords here, okay? So she's a little more of a fighter. So she's definitely a go-getter. So I'm seeing you guys in kind of like a more active energy where it's like, okay, we're going to get things. We're making things happen. We're not waiting around for something, you know, some magic. We're actually being the magic. We're making the magic, and we're going to do this, and that's just on period. And I personally really love that with the Queen of Swords, okay? Swords, you're not getting over on her. She's really going after what she wants, and I love the passion and desire that I get from this card, and I really hope that that's a message for the majority of us, that we're really going towards things and we're really making things happen. I love that. I love that energy. So let's pull some moon cards and see what we got. All right, so of course, oh my God, the themes. Ooh, I think we got that last week. Wow, interesting, very interesting. I'm gonna have to pull another one because I don't know. Okay, this is the last one. Oh my God, it won't relent. Okay, so I pulled 5 moon cards. I didn't mean to, but I couldn't stop. I had to get more and more information. Okay, so let's just get into it. First of all, we have the South Node. Not surprised at all that we have this card. Okay, at the bottom of the card it says, don't let your past hold you back. What have we been talking about this entire reading, okay? Retrograde, Mercury retrograde, and how that energy kind of forces you to look at things in the past, forces you to, you know, take the scab off of old wounds and really address them so we can fully heal from them. Yeah, okay, we're definitely, you know, in this energy. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let things that have happened to you in your past hold you back. I think that we have addressed them so we can move on from them. I think we got the mutable moon last week as well. At the bottom of the card it says nothing is yet set in stone. I was talking about how, like, you know, a lot of people are really looking forward to 2020 because they feel like it's a totally new start, which it is. But it's important to remember, don't lose hope. We still got some left of this year, you know? Don't get too far into the rabbit hole of just looking towards the next year when you're not utilizing the time that we still have this year, because we still have time for miracles. Great things are still going to happen for a lot of us, okay? So let's not, you know, get in this energy where it's like, okay, let's just throw away the little end of this year and, you know, get excited about next year, because no, we still have plenty of time for good things to happen, okay? If I sound a little stuffy, by the way, because I'm like hearing myself, I do have a little bit of a cold, okay? But anyway, a time to give rather than take, okay? We have the new moon in Virgo. Honestly, I'm really not getting the vibe that this is talking to anyone else. I think this is definitely talking to us. It's time to really give ourselves some time. It's time to really give ourselves some, you know, self-care, you know, make sure that we're really just tying up any loose ends. And it's time to, instead of being hard on ourselves, to really just be a little nicer to ourselves. We also have the full moon in Virgo, so we're really coming full circle here, okay? We had the new moon and now we have the full moon in Virgo, which it says you are good enough. So really this is just more about, I know in the beginning we had that Temperance card in reverse where we really have been addressing things, you know, that we've needed to address, but I think now it's time to be nice to ourselves and to just really comfort ourselves and be there for ourselves. Reach out to friends if you need to, reach out to family if you're close to them, and really just get support. But overall, just really, it's really just time to be really kind to ourselves. And then we have the new moon in Aquarius, okay? It says bring love into the situation. So I just kept pulling cards because I'm like, okay, really, 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 and it's like, yeah, we need to really be nice to ourselves, okay? And we really need to bring love into our situations. And if you have anything, you know, with anyone in the past that you've kind of had to address, try your best to take a more nurturing approach at this time. That's what's probably going to be the most effective. And really, you know, just come out of a place of kindness, even if they haven't been so kind to you. So I'm going to pull from one more deck to see if there's anything else, you know, the universe wants us to know for this week. Let's pull some spirit animal cards see if we can get any advice. And then I'll pull an activation card, okay? So let's see. So we have the mouse spirit, of course, and the butterfly spirit. Oh my God. What's that word? The synchronicities are just popping this week, okay? We have the mouse spirit, okay? At the bottom of this card, it says tend to the small things. So this is really about tying up any loose ends, which I'm definitely getting is the overall theme for this reading. And then we have the butterfly spirit, okay? Transformation is beautiful. So we're handling anything else that needs to be handled in our lives, anything that we've kind of ignored. We're really just handling it, taking care of it so we can move on from it and throw it away, okay? We don't want to deal with that energy anymore. We're letting it go. We're releasing things, and we're allowing ourselves to just be in a state of being where we're just able to just move on. We're just moving on, okay? We're moving on and we're moving up, okay? Transformation is beautiful with the butterfly spirit card. I mean, honestly, we've kind of all gone through a transformation. 2018 has been a really big year for transformation for people. A lot of people have had spiritual awakenings. A lot of people have, you know, just completely transformed their own lives. And yeah, that's just definitely what I'm getting here. It's just a lot of transformation, a lot of moving on, a lot of, you know, really coming into ourselves, stepping into our own, realizing our power, realizing who we are. Okay, so last card we have is the crown chakra. I love this reading. I really do. Okay, the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Okay, transmutation is one of the, if not the most key principle of alchemy. Taking one thing, turning into a whole nother thing, you know, taking something from our past, making it something beautiful that we can accept, grow from, live from, learn from in our future. It's just, I love it. I just love it. With this crown chakra card, okay, it's purple for a reason. Purple is the color of wisdom, you know, connecting to the universe. It's such like a deep, you know, I just love purple. It's so inspiring, and I love to get in any reading. And with this crown chakra card, it's honestly the perfect way to end this energy, because it's all about, you know, kind of just transformation and, you know, really just connecting to our higher selves. And I think, you know, this retrograde has been so hard because a lot of people have connected to their higher self. So this is a great way to end this, guys. DM my Instagram in the description below if you'd like a private reading. Also, please like this video, okay? Please subscribe to my channel as well. And I will see you in the next one. Be careful what you wish for. Have a great week, guys. I love you. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Mwah!